All right, how about a Million Woman March Part 2? Well, fallout now for the worldwide protest as activists are looking at an April 15th protest. That is tax day, but they're not over your taxes or their taxes, but President Trump's taxes. Tea Party Patriots President Jenny Beth Martin on all of this. Apparently, Jenny Beth, what they're saying is you have now said you're not going to release your taxes, and that doesn't fly with us. So this is a worldwide rally, I guess, for him to do just that. I think I've got the gist of it. What do you think?
Well, it sounds like, based on what I've read, that's what they're doing. I don't think that it's a really good strategy because he was elected without releasing his taxes, and he's not going to release his taxes. So I don't think that that's a good strategy. Well, I guess there had been hope that he would, because he kept saying that after an audit he would. Maybe he was just stringing, people along, but that sticks in the craw some folks. What about you? I think that what they really need to be doing is looking at these executive orders he just signed. I think they're going to find some synergy and appreciate some of what he's doing. The one that he just signed, withdrawing the United States from TPP, is likely one that a lot of those protesters would support. But they're trying to say they're like the Tea Party, and they're really not like the Tea Party. We were standing for enduring principles: personal freedom, economic freedom, and a debt-free future. These are people who are just angry, and they don't have a cohesive, coherent message.
Well, be that as it may, they got a lot of people doing it, and across the world they have a lot of people doing it, and they like to brag about that they have big numbers doing it. So I'm not here to judge that. I am questioning, though, whether, if this is how things are starting off in a Trump world, is this going to be routine now, and then how does he handle it?
Well, I think that one interesting thing that I heard from Kellyanne Conway over the weekend was her saying that they did not reach out to her to talk to the White House and the new administration, and perhaps this administration will treat these protesters differently than the way that the Tea Party has been treated was treated for the last 8 years. We were ignored and maligned and mocked, and the White House never even offered any sort of invitation whatsoever to speak to us. So perhaps this administration will listen to some of their complaints and look for synergy where it's appropriate. And that would be a step in the right direction for all of America.
But, Jenny Beth, you're right about this. I mean, grudgingly, Barack Obama, I believe last week at this time, in one of his final interviews, gave grudging respect to you guys, Tea Party in general, about some of the change it implemented, change you didn't agree with, but the way you went about it and how effectively you went about it, got representatives elected to Congress, all that to your credit. Having said that, though, I guess what I'm asking is if you're scrutinizing this president for spending, because he has talked about very big tax cuts, which a lot of conservatives love, of course, and a lot of folks love. But they might, at least to read the numbers, bust the deficit, at least near term, before they bring in the revenue. How do you feel about that? How do you reconcile that?
Well, as you know, Neil, we stand for a debt-free future. So as the Congress is working on the budget along with tax reforms, the budget's going to be due around April 15th. And we want to make sure that what they're looking for is something that will get us to a path where we have a balanced budget so that we can begin to pay off that $20 trillion in debt. And that's going to happen through tax cuts and growing the economy, as well as addressing government spending.
Now, how do you feel about trade deals? I know a lot of Democrats, and Teamsters more to the point, heralded President Trump's executive order dialing back and trying to push out of the Trans-Pacific Partnership deal. So they're liking it. Republicans, I haven't heard too much from, because they were part of that coalition with, oddly enough, President Obama, trying to get it through, didn't go through, or was falling apart. So how do you feel about that? How does the Tea Party feel about that if we turn away from these deals?
Well, our organization took a stance against TPP, and so the fact that President Trump just signed this executive order today, I think, is a win for the things we've been fighting for. We do believe in trading with other countries, but as President Trump has said, it's got to be trade that benefits the United States, and I think that we're going to see that. In one way we're going to be able to do that, I think one other thing we have to do, in addition to looking at the trade deals, is reducing the regulations that businesses here in America must adhere to, yet they don't have to adhere to in other parts of the world. And I think that President Trump will be addressing those regulations as well.
All right, Jenny Beth, thank you very, very much.